Hello,
Hello,
my name is Taryn.
and I'm Tate.
Welcome back to Plant That Says podcast. Hello, everyone.
Hello. What is new?
We're about to tell you what's new. Actually, how's everything going? Has it been rainy for everybody else out there? We've had quite the rainy spell here in Texas.
Yes, we've been getting a lot of rain.
It's great to not have
It
to
is
water.
great, honestly. It is great. I was just about to say that.
What's new with you, Tate? Anything?
Oh, nothing really, except for what we're going to talk about today. But besides that, same old, same old.
Yep.
Same stuff, different day.
Yep, I feel that.
What about you? I wish I had more exciting things to report.
Yeah, I don't really have any exciting things, which actually that's not true. This is our last week of school.
Ooh.
School's about to be out for summer. So that's really exciting.
Yes.
I'm really ready to be done with
Oh,
this
yeah.
school year. So
I bet. I feel that.
I'm counting down the seconds. So today's episode, we are going to be talking about what's new, the new additions to our plants, any updates on some major plants we've been talking about, and yeah, just talking about our plant shopping moments.
Yeah, maybe we throw in a little jewel orchid update at the end.
Maybe so. I'm pretty sure we put that in like every episode, but okay.
Well, I have an update on my jewel orchid. That's
Okay,
what I'm trying to say.
Yeah, work it in there, sis. Work it in. So, Tate, let's hear it. What is new with your plants? Do you have any new? I know you went plant shopping recently, so hit us with the haul.
So I went plant shopping, had to get some new additions. It's like the end of spring, and it was just time. It was just time. So,
Yeah,
you know what I went and got? I went to that $3 succulent section.
always a good time.
I popped on over to there. I grabbed like a bunch of different succulents, and of course they don't have the names on them, but a few little rosettes. And Taryn, you have one of these. It's like the taller one. They have like thin, tall, like stalks, and they grow in. And you got one with the other succulent you got for our future project. Hint, hint.
Okay.
So I don't know what the name is. It does not have the name on it, but it's that
watch
kind of succulent.
chain.
Yes. That
Yes,
sounds
the
right.
watch chain.
Yes, I got some
Yeah.
of those. Yes. To add
I
some
love that
height
one.
to my little succulent box.
It's great texture. It's so
Yeah.
pretty when it's like happy and healthy and that like real rich green
Mhm.
color. Love it.
Yeah, exactly. It's awesome.
I support that purchase.
So yeah, I made a little succulent box. I used to have succulents in there and they died. And I've had this box for forever, so just redid it up. And I actually have, put them outside. They get a lot of sun now, and I'm excited for those guys to grow in and fill out.
Is it that wooden box Dad
Yep.
made for us? I
Yep.
had a feeling.
Yep. It
So
was
you
that
just
box.
like made a little mixed planter with that?
Basically, yeah. I just put
Cute.
all the succulents I got and just kind of, put them in there looking. I mean, I tried to make it look good, but to be honest, it just kind of looks random, but that's all right.
Yeah,
It looks good.
sounds great. I'd love to see it.
Yeah, I'll send you a pic. Maybe we can post a pic on the Insta if it
Let's
looks
do it.
decent. And I also went and got a Begonia Rex. Have you heard of those?
Uh-huh.
Yeah, so they're the really pink and purple leaves. They have I got a smaller one. I didn't get like a big one, so it's not a huge plant, but the leaves are pretty big. They had a nice pop of color into my indoor plant scene, so I'm excited for that. I also went and got a Drascenia Dereminsis. And when I bought it, get this, when I bought it, it said, or known as the Janet Craig,
Oh, yeah.
Janet Craig something. And I
Yeah,
was
the
like,
Janet Craig.
I was like, who's that? Who's Janet?
Yeah.
So anyways, I look it up
she
online.
was-
Sorry, but keep going. Yeah, who do you know her? Like,
You don't know Janet Craig? Seriously?
I don't know Janet Craig.
That's embarrassing, dude.
Who is
I'm
she?
just kidding. I'm pretty sure, because I have one of those too. I've actually bought two of those because I let the first one die somehow, because they're supposed to be super hardy, can handle a lot of neglect, low light, etc. And so I ended up getting a second one and trying again. And I'm pretty sure when I looked up and tried to figure out who Janet Craig was, it was like the guy who hybridized its wife or something, or daughter maybe. So it's literally just like named after a relative of somebody that decided to name it, I guess.
Who is Janet?
That could be wrong. It's been a while since I looked at it, but I remember it's something like that. But no, I don't know who Janet Craig is personally. I don't have her like history in the back pocket. It was just so random. I was like, Janet Craig. So anyways, I looked up online and they're also known as the corn plant. Why the corn plant? I don't know that either because I didn't, put that much effort into researching for this episode. I was just trying to find an additional name for this plant. I guess I thought the corn plant had a lot of like lime green on it. But maybe that's a different one. Maybe I'm thinking of something else.
I don't know. I just looked up the, binomial name, like the scientific name. And it was like, Janet Craig whatever, or corn plant, or whatever. And I was like, okay.
Yeah, that Drascenia family is a little confusing.
Yeah, there's a lot. There's just a lot happening. They're busy people,
Got a lot
but
of
yeah,
great
I got
options.
one of those, and it's looking good. I really like the way it looks. Has like a yucca look to it, kind of, but with broader leaves. So I really, really like that.
It's really like dark green and glossy too.
Yeah.
It's really pretty.
Yeah, I really like the dark, glossy look. And then I also got some catnip for my cats.
Oh, like a plant?
So they could, they were selling them at Lowe's. That's where I got them. And they just had a couple little catnips out, so I got some. Cats were a little interested, but not really. But you can make like a catnip tea and like spray that on things, and they'll go crazy they'll scratch on things.
They'll get turned up on that catnip tea.
Yeah, exactly. So I'm gonna do that. I've also bought some basil. Gonna grow some basil again.
Great. Your basil was poppin' last year always.
It was really poppin'. Yeah, I need to go actually plant it and put it in the sun where it's gonna be, because right now they're just kind of sitting outside. But yeah, I'm excited. I'm actually wanting to I bought that basil last year and I didn't even end up using the leaves from that much, for cooking. So my goal is to use the basil more. So we'll see if that actually happens.
You should. So yummy.
And last but not least, probably my favorite addition is it's called the miniature desert rose. And its name, or its scientific name, and I'm trying not to butcher it. I was practicing it earlier. Trichodiadema Densum.
Wow.
Something like that. And it looks like a cactus, and it was in the succulent section, and I didn't see any of it. I saw one of them there. So I was like, oh, this looks cool. I didn't see any, I guess people had either taken the other ones, or maybe I just got lucky and found the last one, or I don't even know. It was kind of, I don't know. So it was calling my name. You know?
It the light
showed
up
down
from the heavens above.
Exactly. And get this, on the label, it says mimicry plant. And I look up mimicry plant, and that's not what it is.
Oh.
Yeah, so it was this whole thing, and I was like, this is not a mimic. I don't know. It was really weird, or maybe it is a mimicry plant, but the mimicry plants that I looked up online were totally different looking, and they were actually succulents. But this is it's not a cactus, but it looks like a cactus. It has these kind of round, fat leaves that just kind of stick up, and then they have these little spines that come off the top in a little circle. Little circular spines.
Strange.
It looks really cool, and they bloom like big purple flowers.
Nice.
Kind of like the desert rose. So I guess that's why it's called the miniature desert rose.
Yeah, that's kind of weird.
Yeah, it's really weird. And also, I'm wondering why they mislabeled it.
Right.
But they didn't mislabel the scientific name.
That's so weird.
Yeah.
Just
I was like,
name.
who messed up? Who messed up here?
Yeah. Whoops.
But whatever. I lucked out. It was $3.
Nice.
And it's it's still pretty. It's tiny. It's little, but I'm excited. I'm gonna grow it hopefully.
Do you have all of that stuff outside?
I do. No. I have my Begonia Rex and my Janet Craig whatever, my corn plant.
Yeah.
Those are inside.
Okay.
I have those inside. They get bright and direct light.
Yeah. Where'd you put them inside?
I put them. Well, I don't know what direction. I should be better about what directions are the windows facing, probably, for the plant podcast. But I think they're in like a west-facing window, maybe.
Okay.
Northwest-facing window. So they get a lot of morning sun, like direct morning sun, and then bright and direct light the rest of the day.
Afternoon sun, if it's west?
No, because then it's probably not west. Whatever. I don't know. They get bright.
Okay, whatever. I just want to know where in your house is what I'm asking. Like, did you put them in your bathroom? In your living room?
My living room.
In
my living room on the plant stand. It gets bright. And it gets direct sun in the morning, and then like indirect sun.
So it's like an east-facing window.
Probably. I probably just had it backwards, but yeah. East-facing window, I guess. For those of you that care about the cardinal directions, for some
like
reason.
Like Dad, every time you are getting directions from him, he's like, well, turn and go south. I'm like, I need a left or a right, sir. I need a left or a right.
Like, what do
yeah,
you mean
head south on. I'm like,
let me get my compass out.
Right. Well, don't worry. He stocked us up with those for the car.
It's true. I lost mine. I just use my phone now.
Yeah, now that I drive Mom's old Altima, it has the little compass thing in there.
Oh, fancy.
Yeah.
That's nice. But yeah, so that's all the new additions I got. And then I just repotted all of my cuttings that I had. So I had some peperomia cuttings. I put those in pots. I put some of my coleus stuff in pots, put them all outside. So yeah, my plant game, I did a lot of plant chores.
Nice.
Now I get to just watch them grow. It's the best part.
Ooh, yeah. That's a good place to be.
See how they do. Yeah, exactly.
Any predictions?
No. I don't do that.
Cool.
I don't do predictions.
Just curious.
I'm just kidding. I just don't have any because I don't know.
Time will tell.
Yeah, time will tell. And to be honest, I haven't really... I'm just going to see how they do because when I make predictions, then I start messing with them and I'm like, they're doing this or they're doing that, and then they just die because I mess with them too much. So I'm just like,
you overdo it.
Hands off. Let's just see what's going on in like a week.
Yeah.
Yeah. But what about yourself? What's new with you? How's your plant game?
It's going. It's pretty good. I'm excited to share the new things that I've gotten in my most recent plant trip. I feel like there's been a couple things here and there. I've been pretty good for the most part and not getting a whole lot of new plants. I make myself, like, especially when I go to buy plants online, I reel it in, and I usually don't actually purchase. But in the most recent little haul, I just went to Lowe's. So this isn't an ad for Lowe's, but just being transparent about where I went. So it wasn't really even a nursery. And they actually had some decent stuff. So I got a burgundy rubber tree, which is Ficus elastica, if you want to know.
Elastica.
And I already have one of these, but this one was, it was a decent price. It was $20-something, but there are tons of stems or stalks or shoots or whatever.
It's thick. It looks like a bush.
Yeah, it looks like a straight bush, and they're all pretty short. And so I think I want to divide them out and propagate them all. And then I guess by propagate, I mean just divide them all out into individual, or maybe put 2 in one pot, and then go ahead and cut them now while they're short so that they branch early.
Ooh, yeah.
Because that's the thing, is they'll just grow straight up, or if you cut it early, sometimes it'll branch into 2. So I think that's what I'm going to try with those.
Love it.
And then I was not really intending on doing this, but I just happened to see these 3 plants, and I was like, oh, these will look gorgeous together in a little planter. And it was in the little, what do they call the exotic house plants, or the angels of, I don't know what they call it at Lowe's. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah,
the exotic angels collection from Costa Farms. So it was some of those that they have just a whole bunch of stuff mixed in together. But the 3 things I got, at least how they were labeled whenever I got them, were Galaxy False Aralia.
Cool.
And I'm not even going to try to say the real name because it's crazy. Like Dizzy Gothica
It's probably
Eleganza. Not really that.
Dizygotheca? I don't know.
Oh, wow. Yeah.
I don't know. That's my guess.
Probably not Dizzy Gothica.
Dizzy Gothica.
Oh, whatever. This is why I don't like saying these stupid names.
Dizygotheca elegantissima.
Right? That sounds like a Harry Potter.
Fancy.
Yeah.
A spell.
Right?
Dizygotheca Elegantissima.
Oh my god. Yeah,
Growing
that.
plant spells.
Yep, got that. Another one is it was like a pilea, and it was called Dark Mystery. And this is the one, Tate, I know you had for several years that you said likes a lot of water. It's
pretty thirsty.
Mm-hmm. And then I also got one called Dragon's Tongue, and basically all three of these vary in their leaf shape, but they're all kind of similar colored. Two of them are super dark green on the top and then kind of purpley on the bottom of the leaves. One's just a lot thicker of leaves and the other's super thin leaves. And then the Pilea Dark Mystery is kind of grayish, almost purple leaves, and they're real interesting looking.
Yeah, they'll all look good together. There's a good contrast, but they are all kind of like darker colors.
Pretty complementary.
Yeah,
so
yeah.
I'm excited. I just need to find the right container that I want them to go in, and the right place for them, because I think they're all they need decent light. Not super high light, but definitely don't want to stick them in low light either. So,
gotcha.
That's my plan for those, to do a little mixed planter situation. And then I'm so excited. I finally found and stumbled upon a ZZ Raven for cheap, which, I've been wanting one forever, and I just was not about to drop a whole bunch of money on it. I knew that eventually it was going to trickle its way down and be a little less expensive, as we see with the demand of, quote, rare plants. So I'm very excited that I got this ZZ Raven, and especially because I just lost my big ZZ that I love so much. Well, so this is kind of like quelling this is making me feel better about it. And then the last big one that I got that I was super excited about is a white bird of paradise. I've wanted a bird of paradise forever, but same kind of thing. They're usually pretty pricey, especially if you want to get a plant that's already pretty big. And this one was probably in it wasn't a ginormous pot, but I lucked out because I found one that had 2 whole plants in it. And I haven't done a ton of research on how to divide them, but I assume that you could. And you can even actually see there's a little shoot coming out of another spot. So I almost think I'm going to leave it, see if I can get 3 plants going, and then I'll divide them out.
And then divide them up.
Yeah.
Nice.
But it's so pretty. It's so pretty.
Yeah, it's so big, too.
Yes. The big leaves are just
beautiful,
irreplaceable. Nothing like it. So I'm real excited, and we'll see if I ever get it to bloom, because I think that can be kind of tricky depending on how good you take care of it.
Your fertilizer game. Gotta step it up.
I know. I got to get that worm tea on rotation.
Exactly.
Okay, Tate, you want to brag about your stupid freaking jewel orchid or what?
Well, I don't know if this is bragging.
Uh-oh. What'd you do?
It's not dead, but one of the leaves, the bottom leaf is has turned brown and is facing a weird way.
Oh, no.
So I think I've been misting it regularly, but I don't think I watered it. It's been a little, I didn't, water the soil like I should have. I've just been misting it, and I was like, oh, that's fine, right? I don't know why in my brain. I just kind of was misting it absentmindedly and just wasn't. Yeah. Orchids need care, and that's kind of hard for my brain, so.
Right.
Yeah, that's just my update, is that I think you're ahead. Although I do want to say Taryn has 2 jewel orchid plants.
Mm-hmm. Mine came with 2.
So she needs to pick one and keep it, because that's unfair.
Unfair advantage, you say?
And yeah, you have an unfair advantage.
Interesting.
And that's why I'm losing right now.
Well, I will be very honest when one dies, and we can call it at that point. I haven't lost any leaves yet, so yeah, I'm going to say I'm inching ahead, though time will tell. Who knows?
Yeah, yours look good, actually.
I know. I actually put the lid on the terrarium, and they kind of seemed to like it, which is surprising because I've heard that they like a lot of airflow and need that circulation more than some other orchids. So I'm trying it for now. I'm trying to keep a close eye on it so it doesn't go too long without getting some fresh air. But they seem happy. I'm getting a little bit of new growth finally popping up. So eventually it's going to be too tall, and I'm going to have to take the lid off. So
yeah, let them grow out. That'd be kind of cool.
So yeah, it's going okay.
All right. It looks like you're inching ahead a little bit, but for now,
Any other updates in any of your other plants? Any
no,
major accomplishments? Things you're excited about? Things that you're sad about?
Well, let me think.
Well.
Well, honestly, I don't think I have much else. I mean, I did a lot of plant chores. The plants are looking good. Oh, you know what I'm excited about, actually, now that I think about it? My spider plant is putting out a bunch of babies.
It's
got,
the
like 3
best.
stalks growing to put babies on. So I'm like, and it's my variegated one, so I'm pretty excited.
Yeah.
And yeah, so that's popping off. I have a lot of plants that my, like my citrus tree has a lot of new growth on it.
Good.
My desert rose is getting a lot more sun. It's raining a lot, so I'm a little worried about it. But it's, I think, doing okay.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I'm just excited for, like, the summer and for my plants to just get more sun.
Yeah, they're going to start really popping off.
Yeah, exactly. What about you?
Yeah, it's funny you say that about spider plant, because that's one of mine. I'm super excited. Remember so I have that variegated one that's in a pretty big pot, and I'm surprised it has one like thing with babies on it, but it's had that for a while and it's not growing very fast. They're real small and nothing else, which is kind of surprising, but I'm wondering maybe it's pot bound, so I need to check that out.
Ooh, yeah.
Because it's been in that pot for 2 years now, so I'm thinking it might be either pot bound or just needs a refresh of new soil, and then it'll start popping out more. But that other, if you remember, Grammy gave me that one that was hanging back by her little like garden area we did last year, remember?
Yeah.
Remember how rough it was because she hadn't watered it or whatever? So it was in rough shape. And it started looking good before the winter season when I brought it inside, and it was fine. But that one is popping off, and it has like 4 whole strands with babies coming off of it. The babies aren't really popping just yet, but you can tell it's got so many, like...
It's ready.
It's so funny. They look like little buds almost until they start growing the little legs, and then they spider out. It's kind of funny to watch.
Yep.
So that's one of my exciting things. My rubber tree that I've had for a year now that I forgot to take the freaking plug out of the bottom of the pot, so it never drained out. That one's starting to really perk up, really pop out some new growth.
Oh, good. Recovery.
Yeah, we're kind of bouncing back. It lost a lot of the lower leaves, so I think what I want to do is maybe find a deeper, more up in like a cylindrical pot almost. Yeah, and then try to plant it in that, and then it'll kind of even it out a little bit, because right now it's in a pot that's way too big, I think, for the root ball, and it's real wide. So I love the look of it in that white pot I have it in, but I just need something that has a lot narrower of the like sides, basically. So, but it's getting taller and looking pretty good. My Fiddly Fig, my $4 Fiddly Fig that I got from HEB, is actually doing really good. Pushed out a couple new leaves in the last couple months, or in the last month probably. So I've got some things doing really good. I have had some deaths, some losses, but it's okay. Again, school's going to be out in a week, and it'll be time to do all the plant things all the time.
And it's just, it's just kind of inevitable.
Right. Part of it.
Sometimes it's just going to happen. Like my dark mystery, we talked about it earlier. That one is... It's just, all of a sudden it dropped all its leaves, and I've been, trying to take care of it, bring it back, but nothing's working, and, I think it's just R.I.P.
Yeah, you get to that point.
I've had it for, like 4 years,
Mm-hmm.
Exactly, yeah, I'm at that point where I'm like, well, I tried.
Cheers, it was fun while it lasted, R.I.P.
Exactly. Honestly, I'm kind of like, okay, now I can use that pot for this other plant.
Yeah, already planning the shuffle.
Yeah, literally.
Funny.
Because I have a little pot shortage right now, like planters,
that.
I don't have enough of them.
Always a struggle.
Girl, what you talking about? You have so many.
Well, because I've gone through that moment of not having any pots, and if you do it at the wrong time of year, like they sell pots seasonally, so you got to jump on them when they sell them, which is now. So recently, you're right, I did stock up and try to buy a bunch because come like August, September, they're really hard to find, or they're really expensive and you can't find what you want and you're stuck. So I have been trying to stock up to avoid that problem I had like last year.
Yeah, I need to do that myself.
I bet too we should just be looking for sales, because now that we're transitioning into more of summer stuff, there might be some like spring items on sale, and that's usually a spring item.
The clearance
rack.
Yeah,
like
I know Goodwill always has cheap ones. I mean, they're usually pretty small, so if you were looking for like small ones, like small terracottas or just some smaller ones, Goodwill always has them, and they're hella cheap.
Nice. Great rec.
Yeah, Just for FYI.
So speaking of things we're working on and about to be working on here in about a week, this is a little late, but for Mother's Day, Tate and I are trying to create a planter out of an existing item of our mom's. So she has this antique bird cage, this black metal antique bird cage that is on a stand, like hangs on a stand. It's so cool looking by itself. It looks really, really cool. I've loved it forever. She's had it for a while. And so for Mother's Day, we decided we're going to try to turn that into a planter so that it has all these gorgeous plants busting out of it. So we are getting around to it finally. We had some hiccups along the way. We were trying to make it very much a custom look and not like we just stuck some plants and pots in there. We wanted it to look...
my vision for the birdcage was that it had been... So it's a really old birdcage, right? Like, very old, antique. Mm-hmm. So I wanted it to kind of look like someone had left it out or abandoned it in nature for like 100 years or something. So it just kind of be lush and green and have things growing out of it. Like, you know, maybe some overflowing plants, that kind of vibe.
Yes.
That's the vibe I was thinking.
Yes. So I think we landed on, we're going to do really more of a succulent vibe. So it'll be like it was left out in the desert.
In the desert.
Because just for watering purposes and to try to keep it as easy and minimal as possible, we didn't want to do something that was going to be super water heavy. So we wanted to do succulents.
Or require a lot of maintenance constantly.
Right. That's going to grow like crazy fast, and succulents are so easy to maintain. You can pull them out of the soil. You can stick cuttings in the soil if something, you know, let's say one plant rots or dies or whatever. You can just take that out and then put a little bit of new soil in and stick whatever cuttings you want in there. So because of the way it's designed, it's, you know, of course, a bird cage. So it'll be kind of hard to really manipulate once it's assembled and put into the cage. And so that's helpful too. The reason we chose succulents so that we could manipulate it a little more easily, because they'll grow usually. If you stick them in some soil, you're usually good to go.
I'm excited.
And so that is what we are going to make a whole episode and kind of give you guys our full process of everything. So this is just kind of a little teaser of our upcoming project we're really excited about, that we've been kind of working on and gathering plants for, and we're finally at the point where we're like, okay, about to get it on.
It's
get
time.
It going.
Yes. So be on the lookout for that.
You can find us if you have any new plants you want to share with us. Tell us what your latest haul has been at Plant That Sis on both Instagram and Twitter. You can find us on our website, plantthatsis.com. And if you want to be pen pals, you can email us, plantthatsis@gmail.com.
We would love to hear from y'all.
Thank you so much for listening. We really, really appreciate it, and we'd love to hear from you. Hope you have a great week, and we'll talk to you next time.
Bye.
Bye.